What we're seeing here, I mean, you've only got to see from here, you see these trans flags. I mean, honestly, what has this got to do? What has someone's sexuality got to do with local government? Where are we going to say that, what you do is your own business? I love everybody. Why do we need to shove this down the kids' throat? What has it got to do with our rates? Enough's enough. The tide's turning. They've got to read the writings on the wall, and people are starting to say, you know what, we've had enough. And as a teacher, I sit on the front line every day. You've got to say to yourself, you know what, as adults, we have a duty now to stick up for these young kids who just want to be kids. And if we don't do that, it's a shame upon all of us.
The woke city of Whittlesea has banned its mayor from entering council facilities. We caught up with him earlier this week when he gathered with supporters outside council. We'll get to that in a second because a lot of it has to do with a flag they're flying out the front and one he's fighting against. So if this is your pride flag as well, make sure to head over to rebelstore.com.au at the end of this important report and get yourself one of these T-shirts. Let's find out what happened. Aidan, thanks for joining us. Tell us what's going on.
That's a very good question, Avi. I think what we're seeing here is an extremely restrictive Local Government Act of 2020, which effectively silences the elected representatives from really saying anything or championing a different narrative than what they've been told to. What we've seen here is a standoff between the CEO and myself in terms of him giving me an unlawful direction to not enter the chambers, which is the People's Gallery. Behind me, as you can see, is the offices that was built by the residents of City of Whittlesea. The chamber belongs to them. I'm the elected representative, and this is the people's place here, and they've effectively barred me from going in. This is unprecedented, and I think what we've seen here is even the police have had to be told that if they do obstruct me from taking my rightful chair in there, then that would be unlawful.
Did they obstruct you?
No, my lawyer, Nick, actually served a letter last night to the acting police commissioner, also to the police minister, the local government minister, and of course the local stations. And in that time, between that email being sent in a short few hours, that we got an email to say that the council would be closed completely and that we would have to do a Zoom from online at home.
Why are they banning you?
Well, there's been a couple of things. Ever since I ran for election, I started in June last year, I had a couple of key platform policies, and one was to freeze rates. Another one was to have child-friendly spaces, because as a teacher I got pretty sick and tired of all these rainbow flags going up in kindies and primary schools and childcare centres. I'm thinking this is ridiculous. There was overwhelming support for that in the city. And another one was just to do the basics brilliantly. This is what local government's about: short grass, pick the rubbish up and keep your rates at a minimum. It's pretty basic stuff.
Why are they treating him like that?
They're treating him like this because they are not wanting him to, let's euphemistically say, complicate things. I think Mayor McLindon is asking questions and he wants a depth of information that they're not used to providing. So that's the top line on the reasoning. What has happened to the mayor is untoward. It's an abusive process as far as I'm concerned. To exclude an elected mayor from his duties by a CEO who ultimately, Avi, is an employee. His salary is paid by the council. The council pays him a wage to do his job. And guess what his job is? Supporting the mayor.
So they're upset with your anti-woke agenda, is that
100%,
it?
100%. And so they had cornered me for quite some time and restricted me from what I could say. Therefore, I decided to run for the Werribee by-election to be a name on the ballot, step aside as mayor so that I could actually say what I wanted to say, which I did, and now that's being held against me. So you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. So I've got to run straight towards the enemy, and in this case, it's bureaucracy.
So what are they saying the grounds are that you're banned now? What's their claim?
To be honest, I don't even know some of the allegations that have been levelled against me. I've had no natural justice whatsoever. There's been no procedural fairness. It's just gone straight to the arbiter, and I'm supposed to somehow defend myself with a whole list of allegations. I remember that one of the things in here was that there was an advisory committee for a pride group to be set up, and I just asked where it came from, and they said from a petition. I simply said, how many were on the petition? They said 12. All I said was 12. I was like that, and next thing I've got a report against me. And I've had psychological damage to staff, and I'm thinking I've never had an argument with anybody in there. I love everybody. I may have a different point of view to some people, but we just got to learn to agree to disagree.
So if the mayor's not allowed into the council building, who can go in?
That's a very good question. I think as long as you agree to what they say and do,
So
or
if
at
you're
least
woke.
you don't dissent. 100%.
Now, the person that's leading the ban against you, are they voted in as well?
Yeah, look, I feel sorry for some of the councillors. There's a lot of there for the right reasons. Some of them have been there for a very short time. But I think what happened is the political machine, particularly the Labor machine, of course, they had it in for me well before I became elected into the ward of Kirrip. And what happened is they actually concocted a change.org petition of 1,300 signatures. They were mobilised from databases all across the state, and most of them from Melbourne and Sydney. In fact, 900 on the petition had nothing to do with Whittlesea, yet somehow it got tabled in here as we, the ratepayers and residents of Whittlesea. And it was on that basis that they moved a motion of no confidence in me. So things have been fraudulent and fabricated right from the outset. And I could see this coming for many months, but tonight I thought, you know what? I've got to say it as it is now. I can't be silent any longer, because this is a matter of public interest, not just for the city of Whittlesea, but for Victoria.
So they had a vote of no confidence in you.
That's right. Yes, triggered by a petition where 75% of it was from Melbourne or interstate. And to me, they're the games that have been playing, and unfortunately, they've been telling the community some pretty bad untruths. They've been smearing my character. I'm just getting in there as a family man to get in there, get the job done, say, you know what, let's cut our rates and let's do the basics brilliantly. It wasn't rocket science, but it upset a lot of people, and I think what's happened is it's upset a few people's business models, and they're happy for a comfort zone to take shape, and I'm not, and I'll represent the residents. So, there's 230,000 people here, and as we've seen in a short few hours, this was packed today, and it took me back. I'm thinking, we've struck a nerve here. I mean, this is a weekday, for heaven's sake. Most people are still either travelling home from work, and we had a full house. I mean, there's only 40 seats in the chamber, so I'm glad in some respects that it was outside.
And just so I understand, you got what percentage of the primary vote did you get?
There was 4 candidates standing in my ward, and I got 55% of the primary, and the other 3 people were obviously, 2 of them had been swapping preferences between each other, but I had no preferences flowing to me.
So you had no preferences, you got more than all of them, and they voted you out.
That's right. They and then the majority of the councillors, I had 7 of the 11 supported me as mayor. But unfortunately for some of them, they get read the Riot Act, they get told what to say and do and when to jump. And fortunately, I've had, in a previous life, I've been a councillor before in Queensland, so I had a bit of a comparative analysis to say, hang on, this is not how you run things. And if I can't get a map laminated, I've been told to go to Officeworks, when you've got all the resources, at the fingertips, something's not right. And this is what I've experienced since I got in here. And I'm thinking, this is not democracy. This is... I'm not going to kowtow to some of these people who have been here for a very long time, paid very high wages in a comfort zone. I think what we've got now, as I said, is there's 79 councils across Victoria with these 79 mini premiers of kings of their own kingdom. And if you look at the way a pyramid is built, the base and the foundation is critical of where you will find most of the corruption and stench, and that's local government. And I think if we actually put a spotlight on local government, we might get a bit of headway here in Victoria.
So they want you out, they want you, not to enter council ever again, to give up your seat? Is that what they want?
At this stage, the very questionable directives was for a period of four weeks, and that was up until the 24th of March. I haven't read most of them, to be honest. It's quite a joke, to be honest, for the things that they've levelled against me. I've been quiet for a very long time. They said that they would review it and see if I've been a good boy, and if I'm ready to be silent on some of the issues that I've been speaking about. But I'm not going to. I'm going to double down. This is why I was elected. Clearly the people are supportive of it, and it's what we need as a city. And this is it. Nothing wrong with a robust democracy. I think Victoria needs more of it.
Why don't you pull your head in and put on a dress and go into council next week, and everybody welcomes you in with open arms?
Yeah, look, unfortunately, that'd be the easy road, wouldn't it, Harvey?
All right, mate, we'll follow the story. Thanks for joining us.
No worries. Thanks, Harvey. Keep up the good work.
If you think it's important for every Aussie to know what's happening in the city of Whittlesea, make sure to like, comment, most importantly, share it far and wide. And if this is your pride flag as well, make sure to head over to rebelstore.com.au, check out all our merch and get yourself one of these tees. That way you can look good, stand for something and support your favourite news network, rebelstore.com.au.